Ekboo's not for sale.
You ever done hard time? If it's somebody.
It don't even get with the name, but that's our.
Yeah.
Nobody has to know. Erase that.
That was a sweetheart.
Okay.
You like Jaguar too, right?
No.
Yeah, you do.
No.
You be dancing to that.
I'm not dancing to that.
You be liking that.
Y'all don't sit up here and act like y'all didn't know Ja Rule and P. Diddy was sleeping around.
Puff and Ja Rule runs out the room. Puff got his towel, Ja grabbing his towel, but they butt. Man, Ja Rule is a diva. I mean, I got you, dog. You can't. Never. Ever. By him being a homo. You know he be too, right? No. Yeah, man, some styling his clothes and shit. I got the inside information, man.
50 Cent's level of pettiness remains unmatched. Recently, he shared a controversial new video featuring Ja Rule and Diddy. This footage is now sparking fresh conversations and seems to support what DMX once alleged about Ja Rule. For those unfamiliar, DMX had previously suggested that Ja Rule was secretly involved in relationships with men and even mentioned an alleged affair with his male stylist.
I was styling his clothes for one of them shows, got him ecstasy that one night and him. No, dog. Yeah, Ja Rule was tell you, dog. Oh, my mama.
Back then, when DMX made these claims, most people brushed them off, assuming he was just stirring the pot due to the intense rivalry he had with Ja Rule at the time. But fast forward to now, and 50 Cent is revisiting those claims this time. With actual footage that he believes backs up what DMX said, it's a situation full of drama. So let's break it down.
I'm very relevant out here.
Right.
Like, I don't have nothing to prove to anybody.
No.
I just want people to understand my side of it. My side of it is like,
50 Cent has once again escalated his long-standing feud with Ja Rule. He posted a screenshot from a video that allegedly shows Ja Rule at a party with Diddy in what many are calling a compromising moment. But 50 isn't stopping there. He's now teasing even more shocking content in his upcoming documentary on Diddy. According to his team, one of the main angles of the project is to revisit long-standing rumors about Ja Rule's alleged involvement with men in the industry rumors that DMX first brought to light years ago. These weren't just vague internet whispers. DMX publicly accused Ja Rule of having a relationship with his male stylist and called him out for it during a radio interview. That moment is expected to be one of the key parts of 50's documentary. For some context, this all dates back to the early 2000s when DMX and Ja Rule were embroiled in a heated rivalry. DMX didn't hold back. He accused Ja of being fake and claimed that instead of facing him directly, Ja would hide behind the support of his label boss, Irv Gotti. And now, over 2 decades later, 50 Cent appears ready to shine a new light on all of it.
I've heard. First of all, man, Gotti's my right. I'm saying, me and Gotti, you know what I'm saying? So, what he really need to do is just shut the mind his business for a minute, you feel me? Okay. This ain't got nothing to do with him right now, man. All murder egg. This is between me and Ja. Now, if Ja can't handle his own beef, then I understand. You know what I mean? If he think, need help, then I understand. But other than that, man, he need to just shut the mind his business, man, for real, man. And that's when I'm gonna drop this song called Rules Out, because I'm just sick of what he sounded like me. I'm sick of niggas all in my face. He need a fake type nigga, you know what I mean? I'm just sick of all that. I can't hold it in but for so long. Because I'm tired every time I have an interview, or every time I'm on the street, somebody asks me, what's up with him? Sounding like me, you know what I mean? Right. You know what I mean? I did it the respectful way, dog. I went to Gotti first. Like, yo, we're in the street, your man. No, he doesn't. He's out here, man. He's in denial, you know what I'm saying? The whole way, he was in denial. Well, that's what happens when you know what I'm saying? Don't want to face the truth. You get smacked with the truth.
But that wasn't the end of it. DMX took things a step further, stating that he knew for a fact Ja Rule had been involved with his male stylist.
Is there certain subjects you gonna touch on this, or just like you just going at him?
By him being a homo, you know he be fucking too, right? No. Yeah, man. Styling his clothes and shit. I got the inside information, man. Some styling his clothes for one of them shows, got him ecstasy that one night and him. No, dog. Yeah, Ja Rule was tell you, dog. Oh, my mama. He told me that himself. He said, yeah, I was with Ja, you know what I'm saying? And, he was all ecstasy up, so he...
What?
Whoa. What? It is crazy. Yeah, man. Walk around with a bag of them pills, man. Talk about me, you can't be serious. That X is everything. Get it? X is everything. Kill me.
Yo, this is a big statement you making here, man. You throw it,
man. Ja Rule, right up.
This is
for all them homo that wants to give your man Ja Rule some X, and he'll you.
Now, you know about DMX. If you're familiar with DMX, you know he didn't speak just for the sake of controversy. He spoke from experience and stood by what he believed to be true. Around the same time, he appeared on another radio program and criticized rappers who were getting too close to music executives in exchange for business opportunities.
Now, you got issues with the industry. What's going down with the industry, dog?
The industry is full of a bunch of and riding, bending over the desk ass straight up like that. Whoever don't like it, bring it. Bring it. I don't give a bring it. Bring it. They got this new breed of rapper that's paying DJs to play they
right.
You know what I'm saying? They sucking the record label executives. It's like there's too much of that going on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Let me be me. Let me be the artist that I am and just play my music. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Now they want you all up under this, sitting at the going to dinner with them and like that, and all that favor for a favor shit. I don't get down like that. Look, I give you the music, you give my money. That's it.
The timing of that interview is particularly interesting because it aired not long after Ja Rule began frequently partying with Diddy, and what followed added more fuel to the speculation. Just before DMX went public with claims that Ja was romantically involved with his male stylist, there were whispers about Ja being seen at a hotel with Diddy. We didn't hear about this event until much later when Diddy's former bodyguard, Gene Deal, spoke out. According to Gene, Ja and Diddy were allegedly engaged in intimate activity at a hotel the same day Diddy had reportedly gone shopping for adult products. Gene even said he was with Diddy in Atlanta when he purchased those items, and later, that day, Diddy flew to North Carolina to use them at a private hotel gathering with none other than Ja Rule.
Bag, when they gave him a brown paper bag, he was just putting stuff in there. So I said, damn, he got to go put it on the counter and, show everybody what he's getting. So as he going, I'm just looking at the places where he picking stuff from. So there's one part he picked up some things from up here on my left side. And then he picked like quite a few of them down. I was like, okay. He put them in the bag. So when I went by there and I looked up there and it said butt plugs. And I was like, hey, yo. So I said, yo, what are you getting this for? And it said butt plugs, and he was like, yo, can I do my shopping by myself? I said, yeah, you can do it by yourself, brother. Next thing you know, somebody rang the doorbell. We had the presidential suite where we was at. So I opened the door, and the dude said, yo, I'm here for my cousin. I said, who your cousin? And he said, Ja Rule. I said, well, he busy right now. He said, he busy doing what? I said, he with Puff. They're in the room, they busy, they don't want to be bothered. Puff and Ja Rule runs out the room. Puff got his towel, Ja grabbing his towel, but they butt the naked. And so then Ja was like, yo, what's going on? Yo, Gene, that's my cousin. He know me well. And Puff was like, yo, Gene, what happened? I said, he tried to get in the room. I told him he couldn't get in the room. He was like, Puff looked at Ja. He said, yo, Ja said, you ain't want to go in that room. There's a lot of freaking going on.
If this were a single rumor, it might be easier to disregard. But over the years, stories like these involving Ja Rule have continued to emerge. For example, Jaguar Wright once called him out for disrespecting his wife and even accused him of having relationships with other men. She went so far as to claim that while Ja was serving a 2-year sentence, he was cheating on his wife with his prison cellmate. According to Jaguar, Ja Rule's connection with Diddy existed even before his incarceration, and she claimed that behavior continued while he was behind bars.
I've been so polite with Ja Rule,
Uh-oh.
Like, I've been so polite with that little right there, but with all disrespect, you a punk ass little. How the you gonna go to jail and then turn on your wife for your celly? Like, what kind of does that?
Said he chose his celly over his wife?
He dumped his wife. Yeah, he refused visits, told her not to come. He was right next to Canada. It was a waste of time and money. And then she found the letters of your boo loving up on your cupcake and cellmate, your little fruit. Open your mouth. Tell the truth. Gene was talking about you when he had to throw your cousin up there in the piano. Shit, he did everything but say your name. Why don't you say it? Why don't you say it? You like dancing with the devil in the pale moonlight? The Diddy doo-wop? Looking at you, Illuminati pick me bitch. Tell the truth and shame the devil.
Sheesh. All right. So along with this whole
Gonna turn on your wife so you can play hide the soap. You These got no respect for women. They ain't got no respect for women. Woo, they give birth to your children. They put up with all of your shit. They got to listen to everybody gossiping about which. And the truth is, and you probably suck better than your girl.
But things became even more complicated. Jaguar Wright didn't just invent these claims. She said they were based on information allegedly provided by Ja Rule's wife, Aisha Atkins. In 2013, Clash magazine reported that Aisha Atkins was set to appear in the MTV documentary Married Life after prison. According to the publication, Aisha allegedly made a notable statement during the show. She reportedly said, "He wrote all those love songs and still doesn't know how to treat a woman. We spent over a decade building our marriage, and it only took him 2 years to decide he'd rather be with someone else than his wife." Although this segment didn't make it to the final cut of the documentary, several media outlets at the time claimed that Aisha openly discussed Ja Rule's involvement with men. Here's one article that quoted her discussing how, after Ja's release from prison, he told her he was having an affair with his personal trainer. It wasn't until later, she said, that she found out the trainer was actually his former prison cellmate. The same article also mentioned that Aisha believed Ja Rule may have had a personal interest in 50 Cent. It reads, Aisha admits she hopes this is just a phase, but she's now convinced that the tension between Ja and 50 Cent wasn't only about music, it may have been rooted in something deeper. Now, if none of these stories held any truth, it would have been easy for Ja Rule to ignore them and move on. But instead, he reacted strongly. He became highly defensive and went on a social media posting spree and trying to prove that he's straight. Eventually, Ja Rule was able to quiet the speculation surrounding his sexuality, at least for a while. He kept a low profile, focused on his marriage, invested in business ventures, and avoided controversial headlines. But once the Diddy controversy resurfaced, those old rumors quickly came back into public discussion. Suddenly, people were revisiting past claims like Gene Deal's story about Ja and Diddy being seen together in a hotel room, and online gossip began to pick up steam once again. What didn't help matters was Ja Rule's public stance on the issue. On March 5th, 2004, just 2 weeks before Homeland Security conducted raids on Diddy's properties and reportedly uncovered thousands of explicit tapes, Ja appeared on Piers Morgan Uncensored and chose to speak in Diddy's defense. When Piers directly questioned Ja about the allegations against Diddy, Ja seemed noticeably uneasy and gave a vague reply, simply saying he wished Diddy well. What stood out even more was Ja's choice of words. He referred to the serious allegations as unfortunate circumstances, which came across to many as minimizing the severity of the situation.
One is the big controversy about, I think a guy is a friend of yours, which is P. Diddy, Sean Diddy Coombs. What's your take on what's happening with him?
Again, man, it's another black man in this industry going through some unfortunate, circumstances. And so, I wish him luck as well with everything he's going through, and and if there's victims in this, I can't speak on things that I don't know about Piers, and so I try not to. I try to leave those things to those who do that. That's why people have podcasts and stuff like that. They talk about these things back and forth. I don't really get involved with that, but yeah, I wish everybody, you know.
And then came the moment when Piers made a lighthearted comment about Diddy possibly staying at Ja's house. Watch how Ja looked visibly uncomfortable and tried to laugh it off, awkwardly brushing past the joke.
So, what's up, Fausto? I'm doing an interview, baby. I'm live on TV. I'll check y'all later. I'll come golf with y'all later. Yeah.
Who's that, Diddy?
But who?
Was that Diddy or Fiddy?
Who? Fausto. That's my guy, Fausto. You got jokes, Piers. I see you got jokes. See, I've never done an interview with you, Piers, and I don't really watch too many of your interviews, so I don't know your humor right now, but I'm getting it.
Now let's take a moment to think this through. Ja Rule appearing on Piers Morgan just 2 weeks before federal agents raided Diddy's properties definitely raises questions. Why would a public figure, especially one with his own image to uphold, go on international television and essentially show support for Diddy? By that time, the hotel surveillance footage showing Diddy assaulting Cassie had already gone viral, so this wasn't just a tabloid headline anymore. Yet, Ja chose to appear on air and refer to the accusations as unfortunate circumstances. That decision doesn't go unnoticed. Most celebrities would steer clear of such statements unless they had a reason to get ahead of something. This raises the possibility that Ja Rule wasn't just being loyal, maybe he was worried. Maybe he suspected that one of the tapes discovered at Diddy's residence might include him. Fast forward to now, and Ja seems to be in damage control again after learning that 50 Cent is allegedly planning to feature a portion of one of those controversial tapes in his upcoming documentary on Diddy, reportedly involving Ja. Now, under these conditions, most people would probably choose to lay low, avoid drawing attention, and possibly seek legal counsel. But instead, Ya is doing the opposite. He's back online, throwing jabs at 50 Cent. For some context, 50 has recently been poking fun at his ex, Daphne Joy, who last week testified under the name Jade in Diddy's case. Ja Rule, unable to stay out of the conversation, decided to insert himself into the situation. Jade's testimony included details of her involvement in several of Diddy's so-called freak-offs, including one unusual incident where she, a well-known rapper, and that rapper's girlfriend allegedly witnessed Diddy's male escort engaging with a woman in a hotel room. Rumors are now circulating that this unnamed rapper and his girlfriend might be Kanye West and Bianca Censori. In fact, 50 Cent himself fueled the speculation by posting a photo on Instagram, seemingly confirming the claim. Kanye and Bianca appeared in a post with the caption, "That's why he was backing Diddy. His ex was out in Vegas with that little dirtbag law." Now, this entire situation didn't involve Ja Rule at all, yet he chose to jump in and take a shot at 50 Cent. Ja first shared some old photos of 50 Cent and Daphne Joy looking close during a beach trip, although Ya didn't write anything in the caption. He included a facepalm emoji and a laughing emoji clearly meant to mock the situation. But he didn't stop there. Ja followed up with another dig at 50 shortly after. This time, he responded to a post on X from a fan who had written, "Whack 100 tells DJ Academics that this Diddy trial is messing with 50 Cent mentally." This comes after he posted that Kanye West was part of the freak-offs with his ex. Ja replied using a GIF of himself, continuing the trolling without directly addressing 50 Cent by name. At this point, 50 Cent hasn't directly responded to Ja Rule's recent jabs, but we all know it's likely just a matter of time. It's no secret that 50 holds a deep grudge against Ja. He's made it clear that their rivalry is personal and ongoing. A big part of that tension stems from 50's long-held belief that Ja had some involvement in his 2000 shooting.
You like Ja Rule too, right?
No.
Yeah, you do.
No.
You be dancing to that.
I'm not dancing to that.
You be liking that.
Okay.
That's not hip hop. That's R&B.
If you think that I'm dancing to that, we can meet in the club tonight and you see what I'm dancing.
Now, I'm sure you ain't dancing to nobody likes Ja Rule in the States now. Can't make it a show. He's finished, because I said he's finished.
Now, according to sources familiar with 50 Cent's upcoming documentary on Diddy, the reason he stayed silent on social media about Ja's trolling is strategic. He's reportedly saving his response for the documentary itself. Insiders say there will be a dedicated segment focusing on Ja Rule and his relationship with Diddy, complete with documentation that goes well beyond industry gossip. That includes alleged details about Jaw's past relationships with other men, such as his former stylist and a one-time cellmate. And with Ja now provoking 50 online, it's being seen as a major misstep, essentially walking into a trap. Word is that 50's team has solid evidence to support many of the long-standing rumors surrounding Ja and questions about his personal life, but Ja might not be the only one appearing in the footage. This documentary could potentially shift the landscape for several other high-profile names in the industry. Right now, multiple insiders are reportedly uneasy about what might be revealed once the documentary goes public.